The biggest headlines are breaking right now, and we are moving fast to get you the latest updates. Ian Poulter is bringing his legendary swagger to the senior stage as he prepares for his debut at the U.S. Senior Open this July. The golf star is already firing off cheeky shots at his rivals, promising to be a real problem on the course while joking about who has been eating all the pies since he last saw his old friends.
Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the iLune 3-Pack Screen Protector plus 3-Pack Camera Lens Protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Tensions are reaching a boiling point in the Middle East as Iran claims the Strait of Hormuz will remain closed due to what they call blatant ceasefire violations. Mohammed Bagher Ghalibaf has hit out at the United States and Israel, while the situation intensifies with the reported seizure of 2 cargo ships. As President Donald Trump extends the ceasefire indefinitely, the world is watching to see how this high-stakes maritime standoff unfolds next. The mats are officially heating up as we dive into the intense action of the 2026 U.S. Open Wrestling Championships. From senior-level competition to the future stars of the sport, the tournament is packed with high-energy matchups across multiple categories. We are tracking all the brackets and the biggest names fighting for dominance in the heart of the wrestling world. The University of Wyoming is bringing some serious heat to Las Vegas with 8 talented wrestlers set to compete in the U.S. Open Championships this week. Current stars like Isaiah Harrison and incoming freshmen like Dom Wilson are all fighting for their shot to reach the U20 World Team Trials later this summer. Make sure you stay tuned for more updates and hit that like button and subscribe with the bell turned on so you never miss a beat. Ever wonder what happens when one of golf's most notorious trash talkers enters the senior circuit? Get ready, because Ian Poulter is bringing his legendary swagger and a few sharp jabs straight to the U.S. Senior Open this July. The man who defined grit in the Ryder Cup is officially turning 50, and he's not just coming for the trophy, he's coming for his old rivals. In classic Poulter fashion, he recently reacted to a podcast calling him a real problem for the senior field by doubling down with a grin, promising to show up and see exactly who's been eating all the pies since their last encounter. It's that signature arrogance we love to hate, or maybe just love. But let's be real. The competition is only half the story. While he's been a Ryder Cup hero with an unbeaten singles record, his recent form on the LIV Golf Tour has been, well, a bit of a struggle. A tied for 25th finish in Mexico is his best performance this year, which leaves us asking, is the senior circuit going to be the reset he needs, or has the spark finally dimmed? Some critics are questioning if his best days are long behind him, especially with the persistent rumors swirling around LIV Golf's long-term financial future. But don't expect the postman to break character. He's doubling down on the league's success, claiming it is full steam ahead. Whether you think he's finished or ready for a spectacular resurgence, one thing is certain. Come July, the Scioto Country Club is going to be a lot more interesting with Poulter in the mix. So, what's your take? Will Poulter dominate the seniors, or is he just heading out for a nostalgic stroll? Drop a comment below and let us know your thoughts. If you enjoyed this update, hit that subscribe button for more golf drama, and remember, no matter how the scorecard looks, it's always about who still has the nerve to talk the loudest. Imagine the world's most critical oil artery suddenly becoming a high-stakes standoff, where the rules of engagement are being rewritten in real time. Welcome to the Strait of Hormuz, where the thin line between a fragile ceasefire and full-blown chaos is currently being tested by the hour. Iran's chief negotiator has just issued a blunt warning. The strait stays closed, at least from their perspective, citing what they call blatant violations by the U.S. and Israel. Specifically, they are pointing fingers at the U.S. naval blockade, which they claim is holding the global economy hostage, alongside what they describe as Israeli warmongering. It is a classic geopolitical chess match where every move is calculated to apply maximum pressure without tipping the board over entirely. While the world expected peace talks to kick off in Pakistan this week, the seats remain empty. J.D. Vance, slated to lead the U.S. delegation, hasn't left home, and the White House has effectively pushed the snooze button on any formal deadline, announcing an open-ended extension to the existing ceasefire. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt isn't mincing words, essentially signaling that the U.S. is perfectly comfortable letting the economic squeeze on Iran do the heavy lifting. It is a cold, calculated strategy. Keep the pressure high, keep the blockade tight, and wait for the pragmatists in Tehran to fold under the weight of an isolated economy. But here is where things get gritty. While diplomats talk, commandos are moving. Iran claims to have seized 2 cargo ships, the MSC Francesca and the Epaminondas, accusing them of tampering with navigation systems and operating without authorization. Meanwhile, the vessel Euphoria, which was also caught in the crosshairs of an attack, seems to be limping toward the UAE. The IRGC has even released footage of these maritime raids, clearly aimed at showing the world they still have teeth. Interestingly, the White House has dismissed these seizures as non-violations of the ceasefire, noting that since they aren't U.S. or Israeli ships, the status quo remains legally intact. It is a masterclass in strategic ambiguity. Behind the scenes, the internal power dynamics are shifting, too. The U.S. Navy Secretary has been ousted, adding another layer of uncertainty to a Pentagon already seeing significant turnover. Experts argue that Iran has staked its entire claim of victory on the control of these waters, turning the strait into a focal point for their national pride. So, what's the takeaway? We are watching an administration that is willing to trade short-term market volatility and rising gas prices for long-term leverage. If you have been tracking these developments, let me know in the comments. Do you think this blockade is a genius strategic move or a dangerous gamble that could spiral out of control? Hit subscribe to stay ahead of the curve, and remember, in the game of global power, sometimes the most significant actions are the ones that happen in the silence between the headlines. Ever wonder where the next generation of wrestling legends is forged? From the high-stakes mat at the 2026 U.S. Open to the international battlegrounds of the senior European and African championships, the wrestling world has been absolutely electric lately. It's not just about the big names under the bright lights, though. We've seen incredible grit across the U15, U17, and U19 Canadian Wrestling Championships, along with intense regional showdowns like the Ohio Tournament of Champions and the MAWA Eastern Nationals. Whether it is the technical mastery at the Independence GRFS tournament or the sheer heart on display at the Clash at Bullhead and the various state-level freestyle and Greco competitions, these athletes are redefining what it means to be a champion. It's a non-stop cycle of sweat, strategy, and triumph that keeps the sport moving forward. If you want to keep up with all the highlights and deep dive analysis, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. After all, the path to the podium is paved with sacrifice, and we're here to watch it all unfold. Who are you keeping your eyes on as the season progresses? Las Vegas is about to get a whole lot tougher as 8 cowboy wrestlers head to the desert for the 2026 U.S. Open Wrestling Championships. This isn't just another weekend tournament. It is a high-stakes battleground where the future of Wyoming wrestling will be decided. Starting this Thursday, all eyes turn to the expo at the World Market Center, where 6 of Wyoming's finest current athletes and 2 incoming freshmen are ready to leave it all on the mat. We are talking about a mix of raw talent and seasoned grit, with the current squad featuring Isaiah Harrison at 57 kg, Antonio Avila at 70 kg, Weston Hofschneider at 74 kg, and a heavy-hitting trio of Owen Hull, Lane Ford, and Bradley Farah all contending in the 79 kg class. But keep a close eye on the newcomers, Dom Wilson and Gunnar Lopez. These incoming freshmen are pulling double duty, testing their skills in both freestyle and Greco-Roman categories. It's an incredibly ambitious move that shows the kind of aggressive mindset Wyoming is bringing to the table this year. Why does this matter so much? Because for these athletes, this is the gateway to the elite level. The winners of these brackets earn a coveted spot in the U20 World Team Trials later this summer. That is where you truly start to build a legacy. It is one thing to dominate in the practice room, but stepping onto the national stage under the bright lights of Vegas is where legends are born. I'll be tracking their progress all weekend, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates on these cowboys chasing gold. Who do you think has the best shot at making the world team? Drop your predictions in the comments below. I want to see who you're rooting for. At the end of the day, wrestling is as much about mental toughness as it is physical strength, and these guys are about to find out exactly what they are made of.